Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my new series where I will be spending the next 60 days trying to join the 1,000-pound club. If you don't know what the 1,000-pound club is, it's when your three main lifts, your bench, deadlift, and squat, all equal a total of 1,000 pounds. So without further ado, let's jump into my first day where I max out on all three lifts and we will see all the work that I have to make up. Welcome to the first workout and voiceover of this video, and welcome to the new series of trying to join the 1,000-pound club. So starting out here with my squats, this day was all about maxing out and finding what my 1 rep maxes are on the squat, bench, and the deadlift. So I'll be honest, I don't really know exactly the best way to go for a 1 rep max on any of the lifts. I did a lot of research into it, and everybody says, just seems to say something completely different. There's a lot of people that say make really big jumps in weight and just do a few reps. There's a lot of people that say to go kind of incremental. So I kind of did a little bit in between there. Just made sure that I was warm enough so I wasn't going to hurt myself. But I save enough in the tank so that I can truly go for that 1 rep max. So like I said, starting out here on the squats, I felt pretty good for the most part. The weight was moving pretty quickly. This is my last warm-up set at 275, and my goal for my squat was to get to 315. I've never really had an issue hitting 315. That was my max for a really long time. But as you're gonna kind of see here, I 275 moved pretty well, but it felt super heavy. And going into my last set here, I decided to only go up by another 20 pounds instead of going to 315. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but there is a 10 on each side. So at 295, I went down, and then you could see my left leg. It was pretty rough. As you can see, I just shaking my head off. There was no way I was doing more than that. I was really lucky that I didn't hurt myself. So we're going to use 295 as the max on the squat, which I was pretty disappointed in. I really expected to get a lot more out of my squat because my legs have always been probably the strongest part of my lift. So a little disappointed there, but hey, it's a starting point. Moving on to bench, the warm-up sets, they all felt really, really good. And to give you an idea of, my history with bench, it's not been very good. And it's mostly been a mental thing. 225, first of all, 185 was a big mental block for me for a long time. And, as you're seeing here, that's now moving to some of my warm-up weight before I get into, my true sets, and it moves really well. After that, and I'm talking for probably about 2 years, 225 was the biggest mental hurdle for me. So here, 225, I've been able to get it for a couple reps, the last couple months. So I knew I could absolutely hit that, and I used 225 as my last warm-up set here on the bench. Really proud of myself for the amount of progress I've made on the bench over the last few months, and just looking at it like any other lift and not like it's going to come down and crush me. So added on just another 10 pounds to 235. So 225 moved really well. It felt really good. There's some issues here with I think my form, and I'll get into what in the next workout what I'm going to be doing for my form. But 235 moved pretty good. I felt my butt come off the bench just a little bit, but it moved really smooth. I'm ecstatic with the progress that I've made on the bench, and 235 is an all-time PR for me. So really, really happy about that. Moving on to my deadlifts, and the first thing that I see here, I used to love deadlifts until a few years ago. I hurt my back pretty good, and that's why I kind of got on the whole strict form thing, just making sure that I'm not injuring myself anymore. The first thing that I notice is I really need to kind of sit down a little bit more when I'm setting up and getting ready to lift. But other than that, these deadlifts, they felt a little bit heavy today. Of course, I did just get done maxing out on my bench and my squat, so that's to be expected. But I did expect the weight to feel a little bit heavier than that. I remember when I was doing this 225 for just a few reps, it felt, it just felt a little bit heavier than it should when 225 has been such a warm-up weight for a long time. Moving on to 275 here, and just to talk a little bit about the straps. I know a lot of people don't like deadlifting with straps. I think it's cheating. For me, my grip strength, I've mentioned this in a couple other videos, it's just not where it should be. And it's led to just some elbow pain. So making sure that I'm using these straps more as a safety than a need. But yeah, 275 moved really well there. Moved up to 315. And this is another lift I was a little bit disappointed on because I thought I was going to get a good, probably another 10, 15 pounds more. But moving on to 315, felt my background a little bit here, but it moved pretty well. And yeah, that's going to be it for maxing out. So we will catch up with you here in the live clip. All right, let's break down the numbers because maxing out today did not go quite as planned. Today I hit a total of a 295 squat, 235 bench, and 315 deadlift, which brought my total to 845 pounds, about 155 less than the 1,000-pound club. For reference, I really thought I was probably going to be closer to that 875, 880 range. I think there's probably a little bit of weight that I left out because I didn't want to hurt myself, per usual. So making sure that I'm doing everything with good form. But yeah, the squats felt super heavy today. It's been a long time that I have gone up in weight and not been able to hit 315 pounds. Now, granted, it's probably been, 8 months since the last time I tried to max out anything, and I was about 30 pounds heavier, so that has something to do with it. But yeah, I was really disappointed to only get up to 295, and it was a really rough 295 at that. So not that surprised, but kind of disappointed there. Bench felt really good today. I actually think I could have gone a little bit more, but I kind of felt my butt lift up off the bench in the last set that you saw. So I didn't want to go any heavier and risk it just being a really weird lift and not feeling good and injuring some other parts. But 235 on the bench is an all-time PR for me, so I'm really happy about that. I was pleasantly surprised there. And then the deadlift, 315, it felt super heavy. I felt my back round out just a little bit. So I didn't want to go up any higher than that. But yeah, that's the starting point. Got 155 pounds to make up in the next 60 days here. So it's going to be a little bit tougher of a goal than I thought. 125 pounds versus 155 pounds is a pretty big gap. But I think we can get there if we stick to it, if we are consistent with the training, which is going to be kind of hard considering we've got a lot of traveling coming up. So look out for some hotel videos in the next few weeks. But yeah, other than that, we're just gonna keep the day going like normal, and already starting to get a lot of emails and calls coming in, and it's not even 8 o'clock yet. So we're gonna get the day going, make some breakfast, answer a bunch of calls and emails, and we'll check in with you later. Okay, so second workout of this video, second voiceover of the video, and really the first, first workout of this strength journey, really. And what better way to start it off than with just a nice chest day. Something that I am. I guess just to describe a little bit about the structure of what this program is going to kind of look like. I'm not really following anything specific, more just trying to progressive overload as much as possible. So I'm trying to add in, instead of just working sets, some true top sets for all my compound lifts. Again, bench, squat, deadlift, and focus primarily on, one workout is going to be primarily focused on a really heavy top set for as many reps as possible, and trying to add in, a few more reps each time before I go up. And then secondarily, every other workout, I'm going to focus a lot more on my form and just getting better at the lifts and the motor functions and muscle memory for each of the lifts, and just trying to get a little bit better in those ways, because you can't set PRs every single week. Your central nervous system will just get completely fried. So I'm trying to add in, not be wholly focused on, what the strength is in these, in these different workouts, but also look at the form as well. But as just kind of a starting point here, this is my top set of 205, which, I talked about in the first voiceover that, 185, 225 were huge mental blocks for me. And I think I get 6 reps at 205 here. And these reps felt smooth. I think I probably could have even gotten another rep out of that. But, goal here is just add another rep, each time I'm focusing on that strength movement. And then when I get to, 7-8 reps, I'll probably jump up by another 5 pounds or so, and or 5-10 pounds, however I'm feeling, and go, try and get up that rep range again. So that's kind of how I am structuring this program. I'm sure there's a lot of better ways out there. Feel free to let me know in the comment section, the best ways that you've found to increase strength. But I'm not just focusing on the compound lifts, as you could see, moving on here to some dumbbell incline presses and some dumbbell flies. I'm still going to focus on a lot of the bodybuilding movements as well. And making sure that I'm not losing in some other areas, and just focusing on the strength gains. So this was a really short workout, but it felt really good. Again, trying to get better at timing out my compound lifts and resting a little bit more. It's something that I've got to get better at, because it's going to lead to just the ability to throw around a lot more weight. So, but that's it for these workouts, for this video and these voiceovers. So, we'll wrap it up here in just a second. All right, been about an hour and a half since I finished up that workout. First workout of the strength program felt really good. As you can probably see, I'm really just adding in a lot more top sets and trying to go as heavy as possible for the most amount of weight possible. So today my top set was 205. I did that for 6. When I get to about 8 reps, that's when I'm probably going to add another, I don't know, 5 pounds or so, work back up to, 6 to 8 reps and, keep adding from there. So that's the plan right now. I don't know if that's going to stay the plan for all 60 days, but yeah, weight felt good this morning. Felt pretty light overall, and pretty happy with it. So unfortunately, kind of like yesterday, I've got a really packed day at work. So that's why I really wasn't able to film anymore yesterday, and today's going to be a lot more of the same. So I'm going to leave the video here. As always, I really appreciate everybody who stayed and watched till the end. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you like the content, if you're excited for the new series, and we will catch you in the next one.